All right, welcome everybody. This is a video about DCF, which is Digital Creative Framework, and this is the second state of things about the state of the workshop. So I'm going to go ahead and show first what's working with the workshop, which is the maps, and then we'll go to what we're going to move the workshop into. The workshop component of DCF is probably the most exciting component in my opinion, but it's been hidden behind the developer curtain for so long that nobody's really seen it. So I'm really excited to show it off to you guys today. All right, well, let's jump into it. All right, well, if we come over here to Steam, we'll see that Digital Creative Framework is up and it's uploaded. And if you go to our workshop, you'll see that there are a couple maps here. And so I'm going to go over here to Realm of Lucian, wonder why, and I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that map. Now, that map is downloading into my system, as you can see in the update right here. And then I can go into play. And again, please excuse the small resolution. All right. So first I'm going to show how you load a map. So once you've subscribed to a map from Workshop, and you can subscribe to any that are available. So you can see I have Never Aging Gaming's Wizard's Track here. I have a map called Endar and Realm of Lucian. Actually, you can't see that because of the DCF logo. Hold on a second. Let me fix that for you. Okay, so yeah, Realm of Lucian, Endar, and Never Aging Gaming. So instead of the local map, now you can click on one of the maps from your workshop downloads. And now Realm of Lucian is quite large, so it takes a minute to load up. This is what we call the manifest screen. And so basically everything that's custom about your verse will be manifested here, and then it will be then placed in your world. So now our basic map, if you remember, is pretty small. So the Realm of Lucian, whoops, is a bit larger. As you can see. And then, doesn't matter who you are, if you have the map down, you can start working on it and changing it. Now, if I save it, it's not going to save the Realm of Lucian. It's going to save it to your local map, and then you can upload it to Workshop and change it however you want. But yeah, you can take this map, and instead of starting from that small island, you can start from this big, expansive landscape that we've got here. And as you can see, it's still got all the features. So one of my favorite times here is sunrise. So let's check it out. You know what? Hold on. It's so much cooler when it's a little cloudy. Okay. All right, here we go. Do it again. Realm Evolution really kind of shows the power of the mapping system because it's much larger. And when it was in the old version, it was still fully foliageable. It was still fully foliaged, so this was all red rock and forests and stuff like that. The new system is still working on the terrain, but when the terrain comes back in, this map will be as lush as any Unreal map that you've seen out there. And it's all completely built at runtime by me playing the game, not developing. So, welcome to DCF, guys. All right, let's pop out of here and let's get into how you save one of these maps. Oh, you know what? This local map, we've saved it, you can see, and now I have this terrain out here. All right, so now that we have a map that we've decided, okay, we're going to make that up to workshop. So we're just going to put a test map for this. I'm probably not going to keep it. If you have a map that you're updating, then you'll do the workshop update number. The way you get that number is you go to your workshop item. Excuse me. Let's see here. Okay, so the number that goes in the workshop update number, you're going to get from your workshop. You go to your map. And then it's sitting right up here. It's just the number at the end of the URL. But anyway, you put that up if you're updating. If you're just setting up a new map, you just describe it and give it a name, and you click Map Upload. Now, always watch up here for updates right now. We're going to put in status bars and all that, but it's kind of low priority. But it says Upload Success, and so now we'll come back here, and that map... This has a little bit of a lag time to it here. Like sometimes I've seen it take up to 5 minutes, but okay, so we'll check back on it here in a bit. So getting into some of the other stuff, as we move forward, we're definitely pushing forward on different systems. So you can come in here and see some of the different systems that we're kind of looking at for systems in play. But more so, we're looking at what we're calling the two-save system. This is the ability to import a model or a texture or a sound to the Steam Workshop. And by being able to do that, we can then address it in the DCF architecture and pull it up in the game. So we can come in here and, okay, so before I jump into that, I want to feature something here. Okay. All right, so when people talk about AI to 3D, the first name that always comes up is Meshy, and they are pretty good. They do a lot of neat stuff. But I've in the past found these guys, they've changed their name a couple times, or they have multiple names. I'm not sure exactly how it works. But they have one of the best tool sets out there for 3D creation, and I never see them mentioned. So I wanted to kind of mention them in today's video. So this is a little tower that I created actually in here, and then I didn't like the texture, so that I pulled the texture and put it back in here and had it retexture it. They have texture on 3D models, they have 3D models, they have break aparts, they do a lot of really innovative stuff. So like I say, I would check them out. Also, I will say this, when you do stuff on Meshy, sometimes you'll get it all done and it'll say, oh, you want to download it? Now you have to get an account. Where Hyper 3D or Rodin or whatever, they've always been awesome, and they let you download pretty much everything that you're creating, and you'll run out of credits and stuff, but it's a little bit more upfront, in my opinion. We'll put it that way. But anyway, guys, hyper3d.ai, really good place to create your models. Now, as we go back into this, you'll see that I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and I think it's the basic PBR one for this. All right, so now you can see that is inside of DCF's architecture now, right? So that is actually DCF loading that same model that we just created over on Hyper 3D. Now, of course, you could do it with Meshy or Blender or any of the tools out there. I just wanted to kind of highlight Hyper 3D since I don't see them get highlighted very often, and I think they're awesome. Also, their mesh is, in my opinion, a little bit more efficient for the engine. But anyway, okay. When you hit to save, this actually creates it into a Unreal save file, right? So now that's that. Now I'm going to dump out to the menu. Sorry, I need to turn the volume down. I can't hear myself think. All right. So now we can go back to the bench and we can go into model upload, right? And now we can load the model. Now this is sometimes sketch. No, it did it this time. So there you go. There you go. Here's the model again. Again, the display and stuff is a little off and it looks like that texture came in a little wonky, but I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And now this is uploading to the workshop. So let's go back and check on our map. And browse items. And we'll just do most recent. And there we go, test map. So there's the DCF test map. So I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that. And then I'm going to pop back into DCF. And we're going to wonder if that model went up or not. Anyway, you get the idea is that this is going to then shoot it up to the workshop, and now this model and texture is available on the workshop, and thus available to DCF to load. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop into our test map that we have up on workshop now. So once again, host diverse. So here at the manifest, we now see test map. So that's our new map. So I'm going to load it and go in. And there is our weird tower. And your friends can download this and change it the way they want it or whatever too. Test model. So there you go. It popped up. It's 103 megs, so it is that whole model. That obelisk or tower would now be a buildable object inside of DCF. And so that's what we think is super exciting about it, because it allows creativity from basically every fountain, right? And then let me quickly show you. We also have sounds. So you can take WAV files and place them in a directory and also send them up to Workshop and have your own albums that you can play on DCF. And eventually you'll be able to swap out your sound effects and have everything. Everything in DCF is built to be extremely modular and based on Workshop architecture. So you can basically add new features through the workshop, add new content through the workshop very easily. Oh, there is a texture import. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can just get something here. So basically with this, like, okay, with the tower, there was the texture that we liked, but then there was this other one that's metallic, and I thought this one was cool too. So if I wanted to have the option in the game, instead of pulling a whole texture or a whole model in again, you could just pull the texture and bring that to the save and then upload that. So let's see, we'll bring that to save, and that's saved out now. So now we go back to the bench, and now we can go to texture upload, and we cube it. Now we have that's the texture, not from the texture, but from the save file that we've created, and a PNG, but yes. Now we click on upload, and if we get a success, yep, we get a success. So now that texture will be up there. So if you had the tower and you said, okay, I want that tower, but I want a different texture on it, you could swap out the texture without swapping out the model. Again, that's how modular DCF is built to be. And eventually all this stuff will be, much cleaner in the up and down interface. Again, that manifest will basically show, oh, this is what everything in the world is. And so any visitors that come there will immediately get the manifest, and the system will just go, you'll need X, Y, and Z to be able to visit this world properly. All right, so that is basically how the workshop system is set up and how it's going to work. We're going to get into a large-scale deep tech dive tomorrow. We'll probably start working on it tonight, but it's going to come out tomorrow. Most of the broadcasts are going to be coming from inside of DCF now, and so therefore Crunch will be handling all of them, and I will be kind of more off the scenes. All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining me today. We hope to see everybody's creations on Workshop. Seeing other people's maps is the biggest kick out there, I'll tell you that for sure. So, like I said, we hope to see everybody out there, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks.